Wendy's. It was Wendy's. The Black Lives Matter destroyed Wendy's. And guess what? The people who own it were African American, by the way.
Exactly, man. They got armed African Americans walking down the street now in militia outfit claiming black power, asking for reparations from white people in their cars. How is that not hate? How is that okay? How is that okay? Why are they not arrested?
Yeah.
Because the fact is, I don't care. We have a lot of white people out here that love guns. And just like black people, just like Hispanics, okay, people want to narrow it down, but a lot of Americans, we'll put it that way, Americans love our guns. We hunt, we do what we do, we protect our houses. And yes, there's been millions of militias in America that patriots stand up to protect their country. But you'll never find a militia just walking down the road, intimidating black people and saying, hey, you owe me money. To me, that's robbery. So if you put a gun to me and you say, hey, I owe you reparations, then guess what? You need to be arrested because you're trying to rob me. I don't owe you anything. I'm not sorry for my race. I didn't do anything wrong, so I don't owe you an apology.
Yeah.
So if you can't handle that, that's on you. So I don't know, man. I think too many people are getting by with stuff. I think too many people are being allowed to do these things because we are the land of the free. And this is what happens when you take the playground, if you're at the schoolhouse and you got a playground, a bunch of kids that are allowed to do whatever they want to do, what's going to happen? You're going to have violence. You're going to have people being hurt. You're going to have spray paint on the walls. You're going to have people breaking into windows. Why? Because there's no order. There's no laws. It's lawlessness. You can run and be crazy and do whatever you want. So if you don't control this now, it's going to get bad. It's going to get really, really bad. And I'm talking about protecting all of us, all Americans, black, white, Hispanic, Asians. All of us need to be protected because I'm going to be honest with you, and this isn't a threat or a warning. This is just saying that only so many people are going to put up with this. And it's going to get to a level where it's going to start another civil war between races, and it's not going to be pretty, okay? You're going to have armed African Americans, you're going to have armed white Americans, and you're going to have armed Hispanics, and people are going to go to war. And you're going to actually see chaos in this country, and it's all going to happen. And then the Democrats are going to look at each other and say, oh, crap. What did we just do? What did we just allow happen when they start getting shot, when their houses start getting shot up and stuff like that? Then they're going to want to make change. I don't know, man. I got a lot of rage, you can tell.
Yeah, I understand. I want to tell you something. In Chicago, this past weekend, a Panda Express, okay? Panda Express, a restaurant, all right? It got burned down, and the owners of it were Asian Americans. Asian, not white, not Hispanic, Asian Americans, and Black Lives Matter destroyed it. That is an act of terrorism. They should be arrested for doing that, right? There's a place called Club Gitmo, by the way.
Yes, Black Lives Matter. Black Lives Matter, and I understand the concept. Let me be the first guy to tell you that I understood it from the day I heard it. I was never the one to run around and say, oh, no, all lives matter. No, you're right. The point they were trying to make was what they were trying to make is Black Lives Matter. It wasn't, they were saying white lives didn't matter. They were trying to say that Black lives matter, like They had to remind us that their lives matter. So I said, okay, that's fine. But this is what made me realize that this was nothing but a joke and nothing but a terrorist organization. There might be some good
Antifa.
ones, but this is what happens. When you start claiming Black Lives Matter, and I can stand up and say, fine, you're right. Black Lives Matter. We need to make changes. Let's help the community. Let's do what we got to do. But now, is it Black Lives Matter? Does all Black Lives Matter? Because guess what? When you have David Dorn, who was a retired police officer that got shot in the middle of the street protecting a business during the riot, and not one single person stood up to support that man, well, then when do you tell me Black Lives Matter? When does Black Lives Matter? Only when certain Black Lives Matter? Only when certain people are killed by the police or something like that happens? So, and I know this is going to anger somebody, but the fact is, it's just the way I see it. It's the way most of the country sees it. I'm just saying the truth. This is how we see it. Mm-hmm. If you are saying your life matters, then why doesn't this black man's life matter? Why does it not protest for him? Why are you not fighting against his life? it just made me sick, man. I will stand with you and say, look, you can ask my wife when the police brutality happened and George Floyd happened. This is my part. This is my problem. When George Floyd got killed, the entire country stood together. Every white person, every black person, every law enforcement officer, everybody. I've seen millions of videos of people standing up saying, you know what, this was wrong. Those officers need to be charged. Boom, boom, boom. Everybody stood together. But then guess what happened? The riots started. The hatred started. The fires and the burning down the buildings and all this crazy stuff. Even though they were getting justice, even though what you wanted were happening, they were being charged. They were getting sentenced to prison. The fastest in the entire justice system said that they've never seen somebody charged so fast in their life. 4 days it took them to charge this police officer. Some people say that was still too long. But if you go back in history, it usually takes a lot longer than 4 days to charge a police officer with murder. So it takes a lot of, So the point was, we could have taken that incident and we could have made some positive change in this country because so many of us were standing up together against this, and we saw it with our own eyes. A police officer doing what he did. But no, they wanted to take it like this man's a hero and all this other stuff. So, I'm not going to get into that. But the point is, we could have taken this situation and flipped it and made it to where, like 9/11, I thought in my mind that we were going to come together like Americans do, and we were going to support each other. We were going to stand up. We were going to fight. We were going to, stop the injustice. We were going to stop certain police brutalities in certain areas. We were going to come together and be able to do that. But no, we took that. They ran with it. They destroyed George Floyd's name. They destroyed the movement, and they turned it into justice for George and justice for African Americans, justice to stop police brutality, and turn it into rioting, looting, stealing, burning down buildings, killing innocent people.
Terrorism. They turned it into terrorism, so they did. They didn't destroy it. They turned it into terrorism, so they did. They took the George Floyd. George Floyd was a drug dealer, by the way. He was not the greatest guy either. He raped, he murdered, he was a pedophile, he was a drug dealer, he was a drug lord, and this guy's a gang member. He raped, murdered, and killed children. This guy did this, and they want to praise this. They want to praise this guy for doing that. But the chokehold for 10 minutes was unacceptable. That is not acceptable at all. You shouldn't do that. That's illegal. That's wrong. It's inhumane. Go ahead.
Yeah, the knee on his neck that was something he shouldn't have. There was so much history between those two guys, and this ran so deep that them two worked together on multiple occasions. They knew each other. Apparently, George owed him money. There was all kinds of things that played into this factor.
Oh, yeah.
You know what? Because us in America, we stood together. We saw the injustice. We didn't agree with it. We wanted to see justice, and we did what we did, and we wanted to fight against it. We were protesting against the police. Like, I even wanted to go out there and was like, hey, man, that's not right. We got to show the police officers that we need change. And there was cops standing up and saying, hey, we don't support that behavior. And it was just amazing to see everybody come together, countries coming together. And now all of a sudden, out of the blue, it turned straight loony left because of the Democratic Party and people paying protesters and rioters to do these things. And it took
George Soros, Bill Gates.
George Floyd to now we want reparations. We want, take away the national anthem.
Yeah.
We want, it turned into something that's out of control, and all because
pure evil. It's pure evil. That's what I call it. It's pure evil. And you could thank George Soros for this. You could thank Nancy Pelosi. You could thank Chuck Schumer. You can thank the Democratic National Party for doing this. You can thank Bill Clinton. Yeah, go ahead.
I was just saying the Democrat media added to what you were saying. The Democratic, the liberal media. They're the biggest problem of everything. They sit here and, dude, I've seen videos. I've watched the entire video of CNN and then turn around and see a clip where they chopped our president and something they said and then posted it, and people all freak out. And it's like, oh, my God, I can't believe you said that. And it's like, dude, did you even watch it? Like, what about the lady that was at the store and she got charged for branding her firearm at the black couple who was harassing her for 20 minutes, but nobody saw that. saw where they were harassing her, and then they wanted to call these white people racist, when the black lady for the entire time kept saying, I'm going to beat your white butt. I'm going to beat your white butt.
Yeah, I know. And not the same thing, the same kind of video too. As well, they show a different kind of situation, but there was a woman who went to a grocery store down in California. She couldn't wear a mask. You couldn't wear a mask to go into the store, so she didn't wear a mask and she got escorted out. This is insane. I mean, where does it say in the Constitution you have to wear a mask? Where does it say that?
It's stupid, man. It doesn't make any sense to me. I know what's happening, and we have people like that. Okay, we have extreme whites, we have extreme lefts, we have extreme extreme whites. We have those people, but the problem is we are giving them too much attention, and we're actually giving them their demands. I've seen videos of African Americans standing up saying that, hey, we're going to take Texas. You're going to give me part of Texas. We got people talking about they want to segregate themselves to have part of the black USA.
Yeah.
Like, when did that become okay? Like, if you don't want me, man.
Yeah, I know. It's insane. That gets me. I'm getting tired just of hearing all this stuff. I mean, I'm sure you're getting tired too as well. It wears you out. It drains you, is what it does. It really drains you. It drains you.
I don't enjoy being like this. I don't enjoy.
Nor do I.
But I'm passionate about helping people. I'm passionate about loving.
Oh yeah.
I'm passionate about doing the right thing. But when it comes to disrespect to my flag and our country and our soldiers that have died, and then you want to turn around and start screaming racism and hatred towards everybody else that doesn't agree with you, I'm sorry. I've got to speak my opinion. I'm going to come out and I'm going to say what I said. And if it offends you, then maybe you need to think about why it's offending you. Maybe you need to look yourself in the mirror and figure out if this guy, what I'm saying, is offensive, or am I just speaking the truth?
Yeah.
And if there's somebody that wants to debate me, I've said it 100 times. If you want to debate me, if you want to have a sit down and you come at me with your thoughts and I come at you with my thoughts, and let's meet in the middle and figure out how we can come to some type of agreement or conclusion, then I'm down for that.
Mm-hmm.
Don't attack me because I have a certain belief. And I'm not going to attack you for your belief, but at the same time, I don't agree with you. You don't agree with me, so we're not gonna meet in the middle. But I don't know. To me, it seems like if you don't agree with what I'm saying, I get it. It seems like you're lost in the sauce, right? Like I feel like everything I'm saying and you're saying makes the most sense. But to these people, what we're saying is ironic. It is out of control, and it's like, how is it? Like I don't know, dude. I don't know, man. It's different people's perspective and different thought process. It blows my mind that you think it's okay to have a black national anthem. How is that even? I honestly think there's people that are saying that this is okay, but truly deep inside their mind, they got to feel like they know this is wrong.
Oh yeah.
Like, there's no, you know what I mean? Like they're just doing it because they want to be popular. They're doing it because it's trending. And Kaepernick, I don't care who you are. This guy is a joke. He is a joke. He comes from privilege. He comes from the best family. He comes from so much good. And then he got a little attention on himself. And so now he feeds off the people. That's all he does. He feeds off the people, and he's trying to, all of a sudden, he's a hero. A hero, why? Because he kneeled on a football field during a Star-Spangled Banner, during our national anthem, that shows respect to our country, that shows respect to our fallen soldiers. I mean, it's sickening, man. And even he said, I wasn't doing it for disrespect to the soldiers. Okay, well, if your problem's with the police, go kneel in front of the police department. Get your butt outside and go deal with the cops. Go talk to them. Do what you have to do. Make real change. I've said this 100 times to the white liberals. White liberals will come out and they'll be encouraging all these black people to go crazy and burn down stuff. And I'm like, you know what? If you really cared about Black Lives Matter, if you really cared about the black community, you'd be out there trying to encourage them to do great. You'd be out there encouraging them to do wonderful stuff and build up their community and help them get a job and help them go. You would help them in a positive way. You wouldn't be out here encouraging them to do bad things or get in trouble. So to me, there's just a lot of hypocrites going on. I think it's a bunch of fake stuff that's happening. I don't think people really care. And I think it's just all for attention, to be honest. Because if you notice, man, most people that go to these protests or go to these riots and they go out here, guess what they're doing? The first thing they do is pull out their camera. And then the second thing they do is pull out posting videos and posting pictures. Oh, selfie time, look at me. I'm at a protest. Black Lives Matter. Like, dude, if you really cared, you'd be making a difference. You'd be actually doing something. You wouldn't be running around with your friends throwing peace signs up and acting like Black Lives Matter when you never cared before. Now all of a sudden you care because you're on social media. So I don't know, man.
I gotta tell you something. I gotta tell you.